Okay, so in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to set up a sweatshop efficiently and make it run very well, very quickly, whilst also only using one employee and making it as pretty much as cheap as possible. Now, if you've been playing for a little while, then you will know this is the sweatshop. If you haven't really been playing and you don't know how to get the sweatshop, all I recommend is following the tips that are in the top left of your screen. As you can see right now, I have one called moving up, but yours will be different. Go ahead, follow through all the stuff. You basically just need to make $800 and then you can come and buy this place. But once you've done that and now you have access to this entire place, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start by checking out what we need for this build. Now over here are a bunch of materials. You don't need this exact amount, like you do not need this much storage. I just have this extra lying around, so if you want to follow the exact one that I build, go ahead and follow absolutely everything. But if you want to change it a little bit, maybe use less storage, make it even more cheaper, be my guest. But instead of using grow tents, we're going to be using suspension racks, LED grow lights and plastic pots. So we're going to start off with these. You need 8 of them for this, and we're going to go ahead by starting and putting the suspension racks across the back of here. So you should be able to fit 5 across that back, and then you want to put 3 more here. That way you have this kind of L-desk shape kind of in the corner. Next up, you just want to line them up, put the pots in each one of these as well, and then again the same with the LED lights. Very simple. Can be a little bit finicky sometimes and you might have to place them again, but once you've done that, it should be as simple as looking as clean as that. Next up, I want to talk about the bed and the mixing station. We're going to come over here next to the sink and we're going to put the mixing station there, and simply the bed is going to go in that corner. We're not going to be using this bed to sleep ourselves. We're going to use this bed to assign to the worker that's out there. That way we can just put the money in, they'll keep doing their job, and it's kind of out the way, and I'm not planning on sleeping here anyway, so it's fine. And last but not least, we have our storage. For me personally, this is completely personal preference, but I like to put a small rack there, small rack here, and another small rack there, then do the exact same with 2 more big racks, and that way you can still reach every single individual storage, but you have a bunch of storage in this corner. And if you want to, you can put another big one here, and you can also put another big one here as well if you want to. That way you have even more storage, and you can finish it off by putting a small one there, or because the save button's there, you can put a small one here instead. Like I said, the actual storage on this build is complete personal preference. If you don't like the way it looks, or if you think that's too much storage, go ahead, take out the couple, whatever you want to do, completely customize it if you want to. But this is just like how I like to run mine. This way I can have product here that I can store. That way I can do one with like the seeds and any fertilizer and soil, and then I can have one which will be my output from once all these are grown. So that is the actual build process out of the way. Now let's go ahead and let's assign our worker and have it set up so that this is actually all functioning. So if you don't know how to do that, you just walk up to your botanist, you want to click on bed, and you want to go to the bed that we placed down and left click on that. This way he's now going to have a briefcase here where you can go ahead and put cash into, which you need to do daily for him to actually work. Now once you've done that, come back down here, go to him, click E on him again and click supplies. Now this is going to be dependent on where you set up your storage, but me personally, all the supplies that I'm going to need, like seeds and soil and fertilizer, I'm going to be using on this rack, so I'm going to go ahead and left click this one. Now we need to assign him some pots and drying racks, so we're going to go ahead, click on that, and we're going to go ahead and click on every single one of these. So now that is done, he is assigned to absolutely every single one. We also need to go ahead and we need to left click on all of them, just like so. And now we need to manage pot by clicking E. Now this is going to be dependent on what you have set up. So I'm going to have my seed as sour diesel. You could use green crack, you could use OG Kush. Literally it is completely personal preference. I'm just going to use sour diesel. Then for the additive number 1, I'm going to go ahead and put fertilizer on. I would not recommend using either of these. Just use fertilizer. It's the easiest way to get the best product. And then simply you're going to click destination, and the destination is where all your stuff from here is actually going to go. So simply go ahead and click on whatever destination you want. I'm going to be using this one in my case, but it could be you want to use one of these ones, one of the back ones. Again, completely personal preference. And that is it. Everything is absolutely set up. As you can see, every single one of these is the exact same now. They're all going to do the exact same thing. They're all going to require the exact same thing. And if we come down to here, to this guy right here, which is going to be our one worker. As you can see, everything is filled out now, so he is ready to go. Realistically, all I need to do is I need to get supplies and put them on this shelf, and also give him some money. Now, this is where the storage comes up to you and how you want to do things. If you're going to be mixing stuff, then obviously put your mixing stuff on the shelves next to it. This is why we got so much storage, so that we can have so many mixing stuff and still be able to just grab it, get it, grab our product, get it, and mix it, and then go and take it and deal it, whatever. Now, of course, this doesn't include a packing station, so I would recommend, if you're doing a build like this, then I would still recommend you leave a packing station over in your motel so you can go ahead and go pack it. And if you wanted to really automate that even more, you could go ahead and set a worker up over there, but that's going to be quite expensive, especially considering this is quite an early game build, I think. But let me go ahead, let me fill up the shelves, let me pay the worker, and let's get this thing on a roll, and I can show you it working in action. So as you can see, I have 3 soils, I have 3 fertilizers, and I also have 20 kush seeds. This is roughly what I like to keep the splits down to. I just found this was the most effective to use up the most soil and the most fertilizer while keeping the amount of seeds the same. But obviously mess around with it, change the amounts you want. It's personal preference again. But now what I need to go ahead and do is I need to go ahead and give this guy some cash. I'm going to put some money in there. So I'll go ahead and put 1,000 in there. As you can see, it's already taken 200, and this guy is now going to come up here and he is going to get to work. He's going to first head to this shelf, grab the product that he needs, and he's going to go ahead and plant, and he's going to do the same for every single one. He's going to water all of them. He's basically just going to do all of the boring stuff for you, and you can just sit back and wait for him to do all that. Now I'm going to go ahead and be back once he's grown a bunch and he's harvested some and put them on the shelf. So I accidentally missed it because I wasn't recording. I don't know why, but he's gone ahead and he's grabbed the first one because that is finished growing. As you can see, there's another one finished growing. There's another at 98, another at 91. It's pretty self-explanatory. They've grown. He's grabbed the stuff from there and he's brought it over to this large storage rack, which we set up to be the destination after the stuff has finished growing, so that we could either grab it and mix it, or grab it and just go out and go to the next place to go and bag it and then sell it. So yeah, this whole setup is pretty good, and it is extremely cheap, which is the best part about it. So overall, for this entire build, including the price that it costs to hire the botanist, it is coming in at about $3,300, which is extremely cheap, especially for like how early on you can actually set this up. If you do the quest pretty quickly, you can unlock the warehouse extremely quick, then you can go ahead and purchase the worker, obviously. But even as just a manual setup, if you don't have access to the worker, this can be obtained very fast, and it's on the very cheap side. So it's very easy to get set up, and it can be one part of the 3-part process of selling stuff. And even just to have it here, even if you have other businesses running, other warehouses or whatever, this is still a nice little area to have, just so you can stock up on any sort of sour diesel, OG Kush, whatever you're growing here. And it can be a nice little passive way to get a bunch of product for mixing, so that you can go ahead and mix stuff, get even more expensive products, and just make a lot of money early game. And honestly, for 3,300, this might be one of the best values. And this is my take on the sweatshop and my most efficient way to do it. Of course, if you have a little bit more cash, you can go ahead and hire a chemist, and they will go ahead and mix everything for you. But for you to do that, you would have to set the chemist up to have another bed, which would be taking away some storage and stuff. And of course, you would have to have designated area for your ingredients, but you're gonna have to have that anyway. So it's personal preference if you want to add a chemist for them to go ahead and mix stuff for you, or if you want to just do it manually. But yeah, that's been my take. Hopefully you boys learned something new, or you just simply enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, turn the notifications on, and I'll catch you boys in the next one.